This is Console Wars, the card game. Featuring more famous video games than you can shake a stick at, Console Wars finally allows you to win a war you've been fighting and probably losing on the internet your entire life. Quit being a keyboard warrior with the warm embrace of anonymity to protect you. Now you and your friends can fight on the front lines, battling for incredible franchises, exclusivity, and eventual victory. Collect some of the most famous video game franchises of all time. Protect them with loyal and frighteningly dedicated fans. Brave the volatile video game industry and claim the ultimate victory in the console wars. Your favorite video game making mega corporation needs you. Enlist today. Head to consolewarsgame.com. Pick up a copy of Console Wars, the card game, outshine your rivals, and prove that your platform reigns supreme. Out now. This is Xbox Era. We're an independent, community-funded publication focused on providing the best coverage and discussion of your favourite platform, Xbox. With best-in-class forums, a kick-ass Discord server, and awesome merch, XboxEra.com is your destination for the best news, reviews, and features focused on what you care about. With shows like the Xbox Era podcast, headlines, and a whole heap of Patreon-exclusive content, we're proud to be an independent publication completely funded by you. If you value having an outlet truly focused on your preferred place to play, you can become one of the cool kids by supporting us directly via Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/Xbox Era. You get cool swag and awesome perks, and we get to keep doing what we do. Become a part of the best Xbox community on the internet and help us grow even larger. Thank you for your support. Everything Xbox Era does is only made possible by the growing army of incredible Patreon supporters. Our MVPs and executive producers are all incredible people, but even more so are our grand benefactors, Croat56, Assassin, and Kevin S. All of this under the watchful eye of our lovely and benevolent CEO, Torn Raptor. If you want to become part of one of the best communities on the internet, head to patreon.com/Xbox Era, where your patronage can help keep us alive for another month. Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Xbox Era Headlines, our twice weekly show that covers all of the latest and greatest from across the video game industry. We talk about everything here, don't you know? Today's date is September 30th, 2025. I'm your host, John, and joining me as always is reviews editor and adorable cat in a box, Jesse Norris and Oreo. I'm good. I'm not good. I feel that, I'll be honest with the chat, I feel really sick. So if I appear somewhat distracted, it's not you, it's me. Whoop. Yeah, it is way to the right. Sorry about that. There's plenty to talk about though today, because you know it's been another industry bombshell moment, right? Like second biggest. That sounds fun.
OBS. OBS sucks. I've had to do it.
I'm delighted.
Yeah, I've had
all
to do
that
it with,
just him chatting away, and there was nothing. There's nothing for anybody to listen to.
John heard it.
No, I didn't hear a thing.
That liar. That's a Hyperkin from Duke, or from Duke. That's the competitor from Hyperkin, who made the new Duke that no one liked because it was a bad controller. The Duke was. It wasn't great. Those white and black buttons were always bad. But that is the competitor, which is essentially what if you had a DualSense on an Xbox without any of the haptics or trigger feedback or anything, but you had the weird shape, the split D-pad that hurts to use, but better grips. It does not hurt to hold my hands. It doesn't have that sharpness that the DualSense does. So, got that going for it.
Your giant hands.
$50 wired controller. Yeah, these are pretty big. Like, here's a Monster Energy.
Giant hands. Yeah, well, that's cool. In site-related general housekeeping news, we've got a couple of things to talk about. Firstly, and most importantly, though, is it is coming up again, our annual Extra Life, which Jesse spearheads as he raises money for the kids.
Yep.
Via Extra Life charity stream is coming up soon, right? And you're doing something a little bit wacky this time as well.
Yeah, I'm doing the thing everyone jumps in and does. I bought the Bean Boozled. So half of them are good beans and half of them are disgusting beans.
Is this jelly beans?
Jelly beans, yeah.
So it's basically Bertie Bott's every flavor jelly bean.
Except half are really good. Yeah, well, half are good, half are bad. Yeah.
Okay.
Cairn delayed to Q1 2026, which doesn't really matter for us because it's PS5 and PC only. So same goal. Day of the beans one is up now. The beans are doing later today though, so I couldn't do it yet. But pretty much any live stream we have a $50 to charity, and I will eat one of those beans. Hopefully, get a good one. Otherwise, I might have to jump off camera real quick so I don't barf.
How bad are we talking that they taste bad? Like, is this
wet dog, dirty diaper, old Band-Aid? Yeah, it's really gross. Burnt tire.
That sounds not fun.
No. So that incentive is up and live now. It's until the box is empty, but there's like 100 beans in the box, so there's no. Highly doubt we go through all that. And then on the day of, which is November 7th, I believe. It's on a Friday this year instead of a Saturday because I'm going out on Saturday and I'm actually missing the podcast.
There's no podcast this Saturday.
Hmm?
There's no podcast this Saturday. Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm talking about November 8th. I'm missing that one.
There's no podcast on November 8th.
You're just using StreamYard on November 8th.
Nah, we just skip it.
Nope. So Friday, November 7th, if you wanna come in, there'll be a bunch of games up as incentives again. So you can give a little money to charity and get a game, or just give money to charity and get incentives. I'll do giveaways on the Discord. I wish I could figure out how to do them on the forum, but it's really hard. And maybe I'll give away one of these many controllers I have. Not this one. I love this one too much. It's an Extra Life controller.
Yeah, I've got too much. I'm working on too much at the moment. It's actually kind of insane, like in terms of hardware.
Mm-hmm.
Like all this Razer stuff, and I'm doing all of that whilst in the process of moving house. Like over the next 3 or 4 weeks, this background will disappear. So it's a little bit stressful right now. A little bit fun, not fun. But yeah. In other news, we've got reviews up for Lego Party, which releases today across all the platforms.
You finally got it working. How is it, John?
I got it working, but I haven't actually tested. I'll wait until actual release to see if it changes.
If you can actually play it
it's a wonderful little party game that I think anybody with kids, anybody that enjoys the kind of social sit around the telly and do some competitive mini game shenanigans is going to enjoy. Full video reviews up there. It is a lot of fun. And honestly, there was like rip roaring laughter between the 4 adults when we played, some tears when I played with my youngest, who
Daddy,
and it's like
win.
It's mostly a jest. Like I get super freaking competitive in these things. So like at one point it was with the 4 grown-ups, right? And my daughter's like, Daddy, can I have a go? I was like, no, I need to win this round. Like I was being like, no. But then when we did like sit her down and explain to her how it all worked, she did fine. Like the games are designed to be either done with just one thumbstick or one thumbstick and one button, or just the buttons. But if you're in last place, the commentators can be a bit mean. Like, if you're sensitive, like, and she is a sensitive soul. So there was one point it was like, geez, player 4, you're always in last place for the 4th time this round. We better, you better get something. And then like she's sitting there like getting upset and having a cry. And it's funny, one of the developers has literally just posted a comment on the review saying, a good point on the last place dialogue. We could add a toggle for this, as we do want it to be for everyone. I mean, don't get me wrong, developer, if you're watching right now, I thought it was funny. My daughter is a sensitive little sausage, so your mileage may vary. I think it's fine. I don't think you need to patch it. But yeah, Lego Party, I liked this a lot. It doesn't like do everything amazing and like revolutionize the genre, but if you have little to no interest in Nintendo's mascots, this is absolutely a fantastic alternative that is packed with content, is a lot of fun, and works and looks nice. So
yeah, it was very
you should probably check it out.
SGF. I'm curious if they ever do a follow-up. Do they do it with IP? Because that would be big. I did raise that in the review. Like, there's loads of customizable Lego figures, but there's no Batman. And I get why. Because if it's not WB, you got to pay for it. And if it's this game, I don't think this game's not WB. This game is
it's Fictions, which is the resurrected Phoenix of Annapurna.
Yeah.
Published by them, and it's developed by SMG Studios.
So you don't get any of those built-in innate. We've got Warner Brothers IP stuff. It is just a Lego thing. So they just keep it to Lego because then they can sell it forever and not have to give any money to anyone else.
Exactly, they can do whatever they like. But yeah, it's good. It's good. But that's not the only content we've got up at the moment. There is a new review from Fairy Empire for a cartoon-themed game, which is Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny. If you want to go check that out, it's available on the site right now.
It's essentially Nickelodeon Diablo for kids.
Fun. Yeah, he's done a full review of that.
Yep.
So you can go check it out. But you also have done a couple of one preview, one review.
Yeah, the review, which people are getting mad at because they got mad at me for it the first time when I said I didn't think it was a good game. And
I'm mad at you for calling it an assault rifle, mate. I think whoever put that in the comments is absolutely correct.
Yeah, I told them they were. I was like, oh yeah, it's not the name. But I mean, it is an assault rifle. It has a different name in universe. It doesn't do anything special. That makes it it's not pulsing out anything. But whatever. Alien Rogue Incursion, Part 1, Evolved Edition. Funnily enough, the key art still rarely has Part 1 in there. Their email doesn't say Part 1. So this is the VR game, remajiggered and with a few new things where someone's like, how did you didn't say about all the new things? Like, it really didn't do anything, man. Hardly anything. It's pretty much the exact same game. It just, instead of having cool VR interactions, you hold a button, which is worse. It is objectively worse overall to just hold the triggers like I am there instead of the cool VR stuff.
Reach down.
Like, it's a game built for cool VR interactions in 3D space. All these puzzles, everything, they've done what they can to make them work. They're nowhere near as good as they were in VR because they're not going to be. That's just the way it is. It's pretty. Like, it looks okay. The aliens are aliens, and not alien aliens. They are not scary. They are like little dogs made out of tissue paper whose only actual danger is when they explode into acid. Like, that's one of the main reasons I never really liked Aliens, even though I could appreciate its craftsmanship and all that stuff, even though I really hated the friggin' Space Marines. And this is Space Marine. You're playing as Zula the Space Marine. Everyone hates Space Marines. Anyone smart doesn't like aliens nearly as much as they like Alien. I'm kidding.
This is the most questionable take you've ever had.
I am genuinely shocked at how much people like aliens. I always have been. Because, like, I watched Alien, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. And then I watched Aliens, I was like, oh, it's kind of dumb. And I know that's supposed to be the thing. It's like, yeah, it's kind of dumb, and it's going for that, but it's really pretty. So I guess sometimes it is, but he fell in love with that stupid APC that he made, and half the movie was about it. But this game, to get back to it, is thoroughly fine at best. They've reworked the alien AI so it's not brain dead and just walks into every grenade you set up. It's mostly brain dead and walks into most grenades you set up. I saw someone in like a friggin' Reddit thing being like, wow, they're so smart and scary now. I was like, they're not scary. They just run at you, go, ha, and then die because you shoot them 50 times. It's really short. I knew what to do, so it was like 3 hours. If you don't, it's probably 5 to 6. Unless you put on like super hard difficulty, and then it's like 6 or 7. You see the synth here, and it would be cool if you got to play with him alongside you the whole time, but you don't. You see me holding his head at one point. Spoiler. I feel bad being mean about games, but this one just isn't good.
It feels to me like perhaps it didn't do that well on VR. So quick, let's convert our assets and everything we've done into a non-VR thing.
Job of converting a VR game into a flat screen. It looks good. It runs great, which you would expect because VR has to run at least 72 frames and 2 monitors or higher. They put it out on Steam, then it was on Quest. The thing they did that I really didn't like, and I still don't like, is they made it part 1 after launch. So we knew during the review period, oh, by the way, this is going to be part 1, which is they didn't tell anyone who was pre-ordering it. And it's still like a lot of their assets don't say part 1. It's fine. It's like $30. I don't know that 3 or 4 hours at $30 at this level is worth it, but that'd be up to you if you really love the IP. So
yeah.
More of that game. And then the other thing, which is far better, though it ran far worse on my PC because it is an incredibly early demo build, is I got to do a preview finally, which I should have done at Gamescom, but I was just so tired. There are no ghosts at the Grand, which is a lot to type when you're also trying to get stuff playing. There are. There we go. Oh, I got to make it a capital R. That's how they have it. Boop, boop, boop. So this is a Steam demo of like about 25 minutes or so. It's a bespoke made demo. Like you're in it, you're talking, and at one point he makes a joke. Just do a demo. So this is a spray paint simulator, power wash simulator, house flipper, mystery, action, friggin' story game. It's a lot of genres. It's very pretty. Made by Friday Sunday, a bunch of UK brubs who have been mostly are just fresh out of university and have only been working on this for about a year and a half.
Amazing.
And they say they'll be done in about a year.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah. It's aiming for late 2026 or like second half 2026 is what I remember him telling me at Gamescom. Apologies if I get any of that wrong. It looks nice. You've got a sentient Scottish super tool that can paint and shoot sand and create furniture out of nothing, which you throw at giant spider chairs. It's a weird, funny, like legitimately funny game. There's a talking cat, which is one of my favorite movies. You drive mopeds and boats. It seems way too big and ambitious to be as good as it is, but it's very good from the bit I've played. And there's
sounds like mystery. A team that have got their development priorities really locked down in terms of the scope, and they're just going ham. I love it.
Yeah, it's a weird one with respect to just how well they're blending all the genres. Because most of the time you see that and it just doesn't work. But they have somehow figured it all out in a way that it's kind of nuts. I am curious. So this demo kind of drops you in, I don't know. Actually, there's no way to tell exactly how far in. It drops you in at some point in to the main game. I was on PC. It kind of ran like shit for me, but I've seen it runs better for other people.
We only got the one key, or I would have tested it.
Yeah, it ran great at Gamescom, so I don't have too much worry about it. But again, only on PC, as it is like a little demo to throw up on Steam to let people do previews. It's really funny. People break out into song randomly and then talk about how they were just breaking out into song and aren't always exactly sure why. It's a very smart, very funny game that it's become one of my most anticipated of next year, which is kind of crazy because there's so many big things coming out next year.
Oh, it's crazy how many games are coming out this year, to be honest with you.
This month and next month alone are more than most good years.
It's great, isn't it, really? Like, if you love video games, hooray. But if
I'm
you
45 hours into a review on a game for next month already. Like, it never slows down.
It's fun. It's fun. Cool. All right. Well, there you go. That's everything that's live on the site. And I have to give a shout out because Torn Raptor's here. You know, we're graced by the presence of our CEO. And he made a joke that really cracked me up earlier, but you were chatting and I didn't want to interrupt. But he was saying about your Hyperkin review. Hold up. He said it was the greatest controller review in the world. And that was just the tribute, referencing your muted shenanigans. All right. So let's talk about the big news story of the week, really. I don't think anything's going to get bigger than this. EA goes private in a buyout that is basically involving being acquired by Silver Lake, Affinity Partners, and I can't remember what PIF is.
The Saudi Public Investment Fund, which is
that's the one.
And the Saudis are behind like 35 billion of all of this, so it's mostly them.
Yeah. This consortium of folks will acquire 100. Yeah. We'll acquire 100% of EA, with the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia rolling over its existing 9.9% stake in the company. And EA stockholders will receive $210 per share that they have in cash. So it's a big payout for people that have shares for EA.
And especially for the people who were going crazy buying it over the weekend when this first leaked. Their stock price went because people started buying it real quick as you get paid out.
Fucking crazy, isn't it?
That's one of the funny things that happens with the only people that are allowed to do insider trading are politicians in the U.S. It's a really smart system.
Yeah,
I think
you got to wonder, like,
people just follow Nancy Pelosi and make tons of money because she always knows where to invest.
Everything's basically corrupt and fucked, right?
Yep.
So EA is going to go private. I guess the question that everybody is asking is this a good thing for EA?
It's not, because they're being forced to take on $20 billion in debt, which is the thing that happened to Warner Brothers, which is what has continued to plague Warner Brothers when AT&T bought them and put on a ton of debt. And so now you've got to pay off that debt. It's $20 billion in debt.
That's a lot of money.
EA supposedly sold themselves on being able to cut costs thanks to AI.
Generative AI?
Yeah, just various AIs. Not even generative all the time, because I do think everyone's using AI in various agentic tools as far as helping you try and do things quicker. And in some places it can spit out basic code that you can go in and touch up. But the Embracer guy? Someone was talking about it, and it's like it can't replace the actual creative. It can't write well. No. It's not funny. It doesn't make things that are aesthetically pleasing. But it can do other roles, and if we can sell people on the other job helping things, cool. But it's not going to take over for the creative. But you know how business people are.
Yeah. Well, Andrew Wilson, current CEO and chairman of Electronic Arts, said, "Our creative and passionate teams at EA have delivered extraordinary experiences for hundreds of millions of fans, built some of the world's most iconic IP, and created significant value for our business. This moment is a powerful recognition of their remarkable work." I'm sure they all get a really massive payout, right? Right, Andrew? How many shares did you own as you negotiated this deal?
Well, especially because CEO pay is a lot of times heavily just getting shares.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about this, really. I mean,
bad. You should only feel bad.
On one hand, well, when I say I feel, like, I might not feel anything, because like outside of a couple of franchises, EA don't really do much for me as a publisher. Like, I don't give a monkeys about any of the sports stuff. I don't, Mass Effect, is that going to live through this? We'll talk about that in a second.
They get a TV show. I think it will be fine.
I hope so. But, if you look at things like outside of Battlefield, and, occasionally they would publish a really good indie, but they've stopped doing that now.
Yeah, they tried and no one bought them, sadly.
I don't think EA have signed a single EA original since they signed Zao, which was Surgeon Studios' game. And obviously they had already signed Hazelights, but I don't think they've signed a single thing since then. It's like, am I going to miss much? And surely, if you've got a successful studio, like, I know they've been rebranded as Battlefield Studios, but that DICE team, the talent will just drain off or end up getting fired from this. And then they will find new studios. So, yeah, I don't know if I feel like really unhappy about it outside of... I do think it paints a much bigger indicator of the industry as a whole. I think if you look at why was Activision looking to be bought? Why did EA go private? Why did Ubisoft? Like, you have to ask yourself and step back and take a bigger picture here. Why is Microsoft going everywhere? The math has changed. Something has clearly changed across this industry that forces these behemoths to make these kinds of moves.
I'll move up story 3 to story 2.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
I wasn't even planning that segue.
But I mean, we can still keep that because with EA, they are massive. They own a ton of great IP, but they're also like they've got the Iron Man game. They said they have other Marvel games in development. And how hands-on will the new ownership be? You never know. Like
Ronaldo in Iron Man.
Yeah.
Borrow your suit.
Well, that's going to be the funny thing because they've been promoting Battlefield 6 so heavily with making fun of the celebrity worship of Call of Duty trailers and stuff, and saying we'll never do the silly skins when they only do the silly skins because they sell. And now if you're in a position where you have to make more money, like before this, I always thought they're probably if they try to keep Battlefield 6 going constantly, they're going to have to get into silly skins. It's the only thing that keeps these games super successful because people want to buy them.
And it's also you're a business. You have to make money. All businesses work like that. Now you could be a business owned by someone that's like, I'm okay to just make enough money to carry on doing this. And as a privately led company without shareholders to please, you could do that. But I suspect, there's a bunch of stuff you could unpack here. Like, why is Saudi Arabia putting so much money into all of these things? Esports, they own Evo now. They bought it off Sony.
So they went from sports washing with trying to build up golf and soccer and all that stuff, and now they're into video game washing. They're trying to get a better rep while they still have, they're doing the comedy festival in Riyadh festival.
I've seen people getting all dramatic about that.
Well, it's
very dramatic about it.
It's not, it's friggin' people who are all like anti-cancel culture going to a place where they cannot say anything about the culture there or the people running it. You can't say a word or you immediately get kicked out. They're like, you're not allowed to make fun and comedy anymore. It's like, well, you're taking, 10 million from a place that still uses slavery.
I get it. I get that viewpoint, but also much like, why are there so many YouTube content creators that just regurgitate bollocks? Why are all thumbnails bad? Because people have to, especially if it's their job, there's the hustle too. I know we don't do that, but
and we suffer greatly. We suffer greatly in the overall clicks forward, but we're trying to build a community that isn't into it. But most communities, like most people on YouTube and stuff, there's no choice. Either you do that or your channel never grows. That's just the way. That is actually what most people care about.
And our growth has been slow and steady, but I'm pleased to say that we've managed to maintain a genuinely great actual community of people. So
it's not been
worth
easy.
it in my book. It hasn't. Yeah, so there's a lot to see, and I think, you know, right now we've got the headlines, right? $55 billion, they've gone private. It's all going to be wonderful, they say. I think that the crunch will come over the next couple of weeks. What projects are going to be cancelled? What teams are going to be shut down?
This is going to take a long time to go through, I think, as well. It's not like immediate.
2027, I think, or FY27.
Yeah.
I don't know what the financial year 2027 could be from March 2026 to March 2027.
Yeah, depending on how the company reports it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's a big move, and you might think that it might cause some pundits out there, some video game commentators, some greybeards like me that have been working in the industry, but for much longer, to have a moment of introspection, like, why are all these companies doing these things? Why are we seeing Microsoft put their games on their competitors'
Microsoft's dead and Game Pass sucks, but everything else is an industry problem.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of people need to really figure this out and have a think. But thankfully, we've got some news here from about the video game market. From is this Motley Fool Money that I'm reading here?
The U.S. video game market.
Yeah, video game spending statistics. Nutshell: the U.S. video game market hasn't seen any meaningful growth for the last 5 years. Wow.
So it was. I think what happened was we had a sharp incline from COVID, and then pretty damn flat ever since. And every company was built up around, oh shit, just gonna keep going up, baby. But what the oh god no. Because that's what they do. They hire as quickly as you can, both to get the people you think you need and to keep people away from the other companies. And then when money spigot turns off, you just fire people because you didn't think ahead. Literally,
in our WhatsApp group chat today, a mate of mine lives in Europe, and he was just like, I've just been fired. And he gets 5 months severance, which is actually really decent. But he's like, and what's crazy about this is he was meant to come here to the UK, like to spend doing a lads weekend with a few of the guys, and something kicked off and he had to cancel his flight and go and fix it. And that's his pre-booked, paid for time off. And he's done all that because he felt responsible. He's the only one that could do it. And then a week and a half later, they fired him. And I'm like, he was like, I should have gone. I should have said, fuck him. But like that is happening now more and more across this industry of like teams just being let go. And, you know, tentatively on the subject, because it was breaking news, we've just seen Avalanche Studios. So they were working on Contraband with Microsoft. They just announced the closure of their Liverpool studio here in the UK, and a reduction of headcount across their other studios in Malmo and Stockholm. So, you know, they've obviously had funding. That funding's been pulled. Now it's had some knock-on effects. The industry is in a really rough spot in a time where there are more video games than ever to play, and they are of a higher quality than ever to play. But there are more demands on our time. And I don't know yet what the solution is for this industry. My personal gut feel is the idea for some of these companies to, you know, experiment and try and genuinely grow the industry. That's the right move. But it depends how the industry reacts to all of this. You know, I don't know the answers here. What do you think, Jess?
There's a funny thing in chat. Xbox gamers like no one's really trying things. Make good games like Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 5. And I'm like, holy shit! The amount of money and time that goes into, and even for Rockstar, Dan Houser was talking about how like they didn't do Bully 2. They wanted to, they just couldn't because they didn't have the time. They're so stuck doing stuff. And like Red Dead Redemption 2 is a death march of being made, which had to change everything around GTA 6, which is why it's taken so long. Most people just don't have an infinite money pit like GTA 5 online. to keep pulling from. So they might amortize and spread out their debt and their problems and all that type of stuff. But they're not pulling in the type of money that can keep the lights on outside of the time right around when their game comes out, if it's not microtransaction heavy. Because games are very front-loaded and selling at full price, which is what everyone needs. And then they got to go on sale to just try and keep some money coming in, and they spread their costs out as they can. But there's also, as Jason Schreier and Bloomberg pointed out, there's essentially too many games, not for platform holders. Like, why does Phil say there's never enough? Because the more games, the better for Xbox, the better for PlayStation, Switch, Steam. Like, those platforms want infinite games, but the people making them are all fighting each other nonstop for any type of recognition. And how do you get that? How do you get funding now when there isn't as much? I'm going to put in 10 million, I'm going to get back 20 million. I might put in 10 million and get back 13 million, or I can go put 20 million into this stupid AI startup that I then get 50 million out of before it goes belly up and never makes a profit. Like, that's
the depressing side of things, huh?
The market is already there, JB1521. Everyone's making more money overall than ever. I think that's the biggest difference between now and like the crash of the 80s. It's like there's never been more money being made. There's just also never been more games, and it's very top heavy. It's like anything else. There's more movies, there's more TV shows, but people don't have more money, so they can't buy all of it. They still have a set amount they can do in the time they have. Like the audience isn't growing enough to support just how much content is there.
I still think we live in an era where the very best things typically rise to the top. I still think that works, but you still can't deny that in amongst this ocean of video game delights, discoverability is going to be an issue across all platforms. It's tough. Like, I don't know what solution really there is. I think that overall, and we've heard this rhetoric from developers, it's all about making games quicker and smarter. I don't think these companies or these bigger AAA developers can afford to take 5, 6, 7 years between games anymore. I don't think that is sustainable if we're talking about sustainability. Because if you take that risk and you run it and you make that game and then it only sells half of what you projected, or it only sells 1 million, you've lost money, and now it doesn't make sense anymore.
There's a article from someone who used to work at Avalanche's New York studio but never worked on Contraband, and it says Avalanche Studios, New York City retrospective, an ambitious company ruined by bad development practices. I'll put it in chat. It's supposed to be a pretty good but long read. Because obviously Contraband announced in 2020. Never saw it. When a game is 4 or 5 years and you've never seen a second of it, it's rough. If it's not from a very well-known, big, you can trust this is still going to come out type of studio. But then that happened to Rare. But Everwild was even longer, and we had reports of just how much it had been struggling to figure out what it was as a game.
Yeah, rebooted several times. Actually, forget everything we just said. King Bill in the chat says the real solution, and he's found it, is to buy the Echo the Dolphin remaster next year. There we go, folks. Pack it up. That's how we save the video game industry.
Sega's been letting people remaster their games, and they're really bad remasters. Like the House of the Dead remake was terrible. It was embarrassingly bad.
Sad face. Yeah, it's an interesting time, folks. It's an interesting time. What else have we got? Yes. Last week, following Tokyo Game Show, we did finally, at a very silly 1 a.m. UK time, get the price reveal and pre-order releases for Microsoft and Asus's Xbox Ally and Xbox Ally X.
It's funny that it was at that time because the pricing in your country and in most of Europe is really good.
And I think this is the thing. I've seen some articles out there referencing, what we'd heard at Gamescom and spoken briefly about, in that the original plan for Microsoft was to announce the price and pre-orders back at Gamescom, and they didn't. And that there was discussion around what they can do. And I think, we spoke about this a bit on the Saturday show on our mainline podcast. But if you're just a headlines folks watching and you don't watch the main show, I mean, you should. But I'll repeat this: if you're in the UK or in Europe, for most of us, the price is actually okay.
Yeah, no, it's good, legitimate. For
$4.99,
yeah,
for the standard Ally is like, well, this is in Switch 2 pricing bracket.
Yeah. That's
pretty good. And what was it? Is it $8.99 for the Xbox Ally X in the UK in terms of pounds?
Yeah, and it is a significantly more expensive chip than what is even in the Legion Go 2 because it has the NPU.
And it's like, oh, okay, so that's in line with the current Ally X pricing over here in the UK. However, if we fast forward and have a look over to the United States, it's very rough for you guys, that pricing. So, and unfortunately, because most of the coverage of video games is very centric around the United States, North America, the reaction is like, this sucks, boo, shock, horror, $1,000. So, yeah. Trav, if you actually live in Europe, only Americans say about their UK friends, oh, he lives in Europe. I'm just saying. Like, yes, we're a part of the continent, but we all say the UK.
And you
Europeans would probably say the UK as well.
Yeah, and you left their
We did leave
structure.
the EU Union.
Yeah. Still shocked by how well Forza ran on the base one. I'm really curious to see the benchmarks on the Z2A.
I want to test both. I really do. But
maybe we'll do a subathon and be like, get us $1,000 so we can
buy us a toy. I don't think
buy us 2 Xbox Allies and we'll use them in our coverage forever. One for Jesse, one for John.
I mean, there is an element of that, of like actually thinking forward a little bit about, okay, well, come release day, as an Xbox centric outlet for that community of gamers, we would absolutely love to, for wherever we can, talk a little bit in every review we do going forward. Blah 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 game. How is this on the Ally? What's the best performance to get? Is it worth?
Here's the Ally and Ally X section at the end of each thing. It would be nice.
It would be very, very fun to be able to do.
We need to save up as a company if we ever can, and maybe do that.
Yeah, because we'd have to buy it like a lot of people.
Especially if we're buying 4 of them if we don't get any review units. We'll see.
Yeah. But yes, despite the high sticker price in the US, at least, the Xbox Ally X sold out. I think the Xbox Ally sold out on the Xbox Store. Now, all the very smart people out there, it's because they only put 10 in stock up there, and that's why they all sold out. Yeah, maybe. You're absolutely right.
So the place that seemed to get most of the stock is Best Buy, and Best Buy is now shipping into the middle of November. So they've sold a lot.
So good for them.
And I do think people are like, oh, it's not going to do like it's not going to do like 5 million like the Switch. It's like, man, they probably won't ever make 5 million of these. That's not what these devices are. They would be unbelievably excited to sell 1 million, I bet, lifetime. Like, that's just not what these devices, like the Steam Deck, the most popular one is, last we knew, a little over 4 million lifetime. And that's a heavily subsidized one that is piss weak in comparison to things above it. It's just really good at a lot of things in lower wattage, so you can get better battery life. And that is one of the main things, one of the main selling points. Like, people are like, oh, it's only going to do like 20% better at top settings. It's like, yeah, but it's a lot more efficient, and it should do a lot better at 15 or 17 watts. You don't have to push 25 or 30 and kill your battery right away. And the battery is bigger, and it's just flat out more efficient. So you can get equal performance for twice as long is what the hope would be.
Yeah, that's the fun part about testing all of that stuff, right? Is, how long is this going to last across a myriad of different performance profiles and so on. I will throw my hat into the ring on one thing here, though. Like, I've seen a number of the usual suspects, let's just use that phrasing, across the games industry bubble, who really take umbrage to the fact that Microsoft say that this is an Xbox. Like, almost offended at the very notion that this could be referred to as an Xbox, with the common argument being put forward that, well, I can't play my original Xbox games, I can't play my original 360 games, so it's not an Xbox, and it's wrong to say that it is. And I'm like, well, by that logic, if the PlayStation 5 isn't backwards compatible with all of your PS1 games, and does that mean it's not like, it doesn't quite compute? Like, I'm fully aware that this is absolutely a transitionary step between the future of whatever Xbox is and its past. I absolutely could admit that. But the nature of like taking that kind of weird, oh, it's not an Xbox though, and like, I would say to you, actually, it's a handheld PC. It just happens to have a lot of synergy with
it's
everything Microsoft's been doing
hashtag
since 2017.
Hashtag all your games, which is the ally hashtag, obviously, because it has all your ally in the middle of it. Like, it's not all my Xbox games. And it's like, see, it's an ASUS product with an ASUS hashtag.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not even the marketing thing that people are really going at. It's it's fans wanting to celebrate it as part of the Xbox family, and how dare they?
Well, it's because people that are actually in this ecosystem use it that way.
Yeah, I know. That's the hilarious thing.
I can hop on and use the cloud and then have that same save hop over and follow me to my console, and then hop over to my PC, and it's all there if the games play anywhere and on the cloud. Like, that is the ecosystem. It's one of the things we were talking about in the r/Xbox subreddit, because a couple of the mods are our friends, or patrons even. And it's like, yeah, people got to get used to the fact that it's not a console subreddit. It's a platform subreddit, and that platform will go anywhere. That platform, when a game is releasing on Switch, it counts for this subreddit. When a game's releasing on PS5, it counts here. Like, that is Xbox. And I think people are like, why would I even buy an Xbox? It's because if you use the platform, you know what all the benefits of it are. They haven't gone away. It's not like there are a lack of games. There's way more than ever. They've had the best software support of any generation ever by far this gen.
Yeah, and it's also like I've heard all the arguments, right? And people were like, well, what's the point in buying an Xbox? It's like, because you want a very console specific experience. That's why you buy that. Because arguably, like, if you really want to get into the semantics of it, you'd buy a PC because that's the best thing. But Xbox at the moment are trying to bridge that usability factor to give you that freedom, but that console-like experience. And there's plenty that they're doing to kind of make that a reality. Like, we posted a news story earlier this week, I can't remember what day it is. Earlier last week, I think, about advanced shader delivery. So this
Friday.
It sounds about right. But this is Microsoft's developer team saying, I know. I was segueing professionally.
Kind of.
This is Microsoft effectively saying, if you're on PC, and people that have been perhaps playing Borderlands 4 on PC would know this very well, you get a nice compiling shaders message as the game sits there and looks at your configuration of your rig. What GPU do you have? What CPU do you have? How much RAM do you have? Okay, how am I going to do this?
We're running late, so I'm just going to say I had this happen in Hogwarts Legacy yesterday when I loaded it up on the Xbox PC store, and I had 15 minutes of loading shaders.
Right. So,
which does not play anywhere. Out of nowhere.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe on Game Pass next month. There's only 10 flipping day one games now next month.
Yeah. Great. More reviews for us. But yeah, advanced shader delivery effectively, and I think Steam already does this to a degree.
On the Steam Deck, you get some, that'll pop up. You get a little pre-cached shaders download, and that generally keeps it from having to do it, because it's just when it's one piece of hardware, you can pre-compile them, give them as a download, and that's what Microsoft's going to be doing.
Console-like for people on a handheld. Yep. And they're releasing their own version of advanced shader delivery on October 16th, the same day that the Xbox Ally devices come out. So there is concerted effort here to this is I mean, I can't think of a better way to put it. There is a concerted effort here from Microsoft to pull the industry forward a bit again. Now, yeah, I can fully agree. They're pulling it forward because what they were trying to do over the last 5-10 years clearly wasn't working for them. So they're changing the game because
they gave up on trying to yoink people into their ecosystem at the cost of them leaving another one. So they're like, it's not worth it. It'll probably never go to the levels we want, and it's so much more expensive than alternatives.
But I think that the move that they are making is going to be for the health of the industry, which, you know, I care about video games. I care that they exist. I care that they keep getting made. It's probably a good thing. But yeah, there you go. Loads and loads of stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of other stories as we wind down the show now today. If you are a Halo fan and you're looking forward to seeing what's next for your favorite Aliens sci-fi Master Chief franchise, Halo Studios is planning a deep dive on what's next on October 24th during the final Halo Infinite Halo Championship Series finals, which is their esports bracket.
Mm-hmm.
There's no exact details yet, but they've promised a similar feel to the A New Dawn video that we got last year in October, followed by a deep dive panel on everything that they're going to be showing off. What will they be showing off? Well, Halo Studios are working on multiple projects. The front runner for most people is the rumored Halo Combat Evolved remake in Unreal Engine 5. A lot of the assets.
Weird rumor about that from Mr. Rebs. He said one person who knows someone. I don't know. I don't like single source rumors, but it was like it'll be the Reach Blam engine mixed with Unreal. I'm like, why? Why would they do that? The entire point is to make Halo feel like Halo inside of Unreal, I thought.
Yeah, I don't see Blam being anywhere near this, to be honest.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. And people were theorizing when I just wrote the news today. I wrote this story up this morning. I saw people in the Twitter comments going, "Oh, John knows it's a Halo CE remake." I'm like, genuinely, I don't. I haven't been deep into the Forge community since I started doing Xbox Era full time because, frankly, building maps in Forge was multiple tens of hours that I could not afford the time to spend.
It was your escape from your insane wife.
It was a genuine escape from a very crappy relationship, but I'm not in one of those anymore, and I'm very busy all the time nowadays. So I have a lot of what I would consider pals at Halo Studios that are still there, especially from the community team. And, you know, depending upon how things shake out, love to get a couple of them on the show and see if we can have a chat. And yeah, but I hope it is a brave remake. I hope it is a reimagining, I think is probably the better phrase, of Halo CE story with more depth and
all the
more
book stuff. Bring in all the actual things people think of when they think of the Halo story.
Me.
Yeah,
I want to be surprised.
Well,
you know,
because it'll have modern gameplay, which means it can't have the old maps, because the old maps were very basic because the gameplay movement was very basic.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see that, and we will have a man on the ground. I mean, I say that he might still be working on his Hollow Knight Silksong review.
No, he's on Final Fantasy 16. He seems to be. He said there was some family stuff going on.
Okay, cool.
So I've backed off a bit. You're mean. Also, he said he keeps getting migraines really bad.
Oof, I hate migraines.
Mm-hmm.
Migraines
sounds like an excuse to me, but what do I know?
I mean, it sounds like you probably shouldn't spend 72 hours staring at a screen playing Hollow Knight Silksong, bro.
For free.
But what do I know, Ursula? We just tease because we love you. But yeah, super excited to see what Halo Studios are working on. I think it's going to, whatever it's going to be, it's going to look incredible because Microsoft and Xbox have some of the best people that work on Unreal Engine in the industry. They have their whole tech team with the coalition as well. I'm just like, ooh, it's going to be, is Halo going to be like that? You remember when Halo used to be an industry leader in graphical fidelity on console?
Xbox's branch of Unreal is exciting. For an engine I'm generally not excited about. Their games I am. Like, I can't wait to see. Yeah. I was shocked at how goddamn good the Outer Worlds 2 could look. it's been really neat seeing Obsidian with a budget and time.
Also, how very smooth it feels to play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, very, very smooth.
Yeah, it's all that about stuff, but with shooting way more.
Honestly, as soon as I stepped in and I played the same Outer Worlds 2 demo preview thing that you did, and I'm like, oh my God, this feels as good as Avowed does. Like, and I'm straight away, that makes me want to play it more than, clunky Skyrim Oblivion style movement. So yeah, very pleased. Couple more news stories to close things out as we wrap this show up. Sony is putting out a photo book and some special Reebok sneakers to celebrate 30 years of Sony PlayStation.
This is the type of thing where if it was Xbox, people would say, no games to put up. It's like Sony still has plenty of games they're putting out. It's a very expensive book, though, if I remember. It's a photo book.
It's just photos.
Yeah.
I mean, we made a book once.
How much is
this? Now an appropriate time to remind you that book that we made is coming to retail later this year. Did you know that? Chat? Huh? Did you know that?
How much is this book?
Pre-order your copy today here. How much is it?
$125. What's the expensive version? I love how you don't get the price until you forget. Oh, $325 for the deluxe edition.
95 for the stand. 95 quid. On the plus side, the Xbox era is celebrating 20 years of Xbox. A story about the original Xbox and all of its games is a mere, I think, 25 or 30 quid, and is available later this year. I don't know if you can dig the article up on the website.
There's barely any text. It's just pictures, and then sometimes you get a little script. What the fuck? 120.
This is the fartiest, sniffiest book I've ever seen. This is a company that believes their own hype and knows their fans will buy it.
The sneakers look cool. Like if you're a sneakerhead and you never want to actually wear these, they've got some cool designs for the sneakers. They got the pumps and stuff. Like, but I would never buy limited edition sneakers because then you can't wear them as sneakers.
I'm going to take it back. You know what? I'm going to take back what I just said because if you're a fan of something, there's nothing wrong with that. And if this excites you and makes you want to pour over it, I shouldn't criticize. I think that's a little expensive.
Hey, me.
And a little bit low effort, just jamming some photos in a book. But if you love it, you go do you. I'm super pumped for you. I'll put a link in the chat.
Price.
No, I don't think they've shown them fully yet. It's just a picture of some
that book is incredibly expensive. I'm just surprised.
But yeah, if you haven't seen it, I've just put a link in the chat, and I don't know if you can show it on.
I could, but I won't because I don't want us to ever sell anything.
But this was crazy. We were the only company that wrote about this story and saying that the Xbox, the console, and the games is available for pre-order today. This article was viewed by 58,000 people. I would love to sell 58,000 copies of this, by the way. But yeah, this is coming out later this year. I think it's available for pre-order. £28 for an introductory offer of this book, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Millions of fancy text flying. Yeah, and here's the book.
I think they've just been printed because I got an email from these guys saying they were sending me 6 copies.
I don't have anywhere to really show this correctly, but mine's right here.
Yeah.
And look, we've got lots of text and not just pictures, so we win.
Yeah. And it's super, super exciting. And mad props to everybody that put effort in on this.
Even if they've gone completely insane since.
Particularly our good friends Abe, Mike, because I know they put a lot of effort in this. But the whole team.
I tried to, but you didn't use anything I wrote.
Man, it was a roller coaster at the end. Honestly, I think like even Lord Cognito, bless him, put something together, but I think he only had time to kind of like record what he wanted to say, and I was gonna try and like transpose it and blah blah blah. I think it just got missed out, just because we ran out of time. But I'd love to do one of these, and it's 25 years for the Xbox brand next year, so we'll see. Last couple of news stories now. If you were looking forward to Terminator 2D No Fate, it has been delayed once more. Reef Entertainment's quite cool looking 2D brawler is now going to launch on November 26th, 2025. Why? Not to get political, but this adjustment, according to the developer, is due to ongoing global trade and tariff changes that delayed shipments of the components for our day one and collector's editions. And because they are committed to launching all of the editions together, the new date applies to both the physical and digital releases worldwide. So good on them.
Hopefully it means they can still give us the digital code real early. We get a lot of time. You got a month and a half to review this now. That'd be cool. That would be cool. Especially because it probably only takes like a day. Yeah, perhaps. And yeah, last bit of celebratory news for Konami. Silent Hill F did rather well, Jesse, didn't it? It has either shipped or sold over 1 million, because the Japanese thing says sold through or shipped through, and the American press release says sold. So it could count as like physical copies sold to retailers, maybe. And that's why they use the various terminology. But Silent Hill F is a fantastic game that I really enjoyed and was not expecting to as much as I did. And all the reasons that I really fell in love with it, I can't say because they're huge spoilers, which is a good thing for a horror game like this. Like, it's not... I hear the developer actually switched on an inability to take screenshots using console... Yeah, you can't screenshot, you can't stream to Twitch or YouTube, you can't do anything. They do that all the time with Japanese releases. That's dedication to your story, right? BioShock is like that. The BioShock collection that came out a decade after the game did is still like that from 2K. Would you kindly let me record a fucking screenshot? But yeah, Silent Hill F's really good. Also an Xbox Play Anywhere game. Yeah. Konami seems pretty into Play Anywhere so far. Seeing a lot of Play Anywhere on stuff. And, you know, I can't remember where we talked about this, but across our Discord and our forums, we are looking at seeing if we can add to our day one web app. If you've never seen or heard of this before, I will happily stick a link into Strawman the chat. Said it should be unbelievably easy, and he is a super nerd who web scrapes like the entire Xbox API for information. Amazing. Yeah. I mean, I will happily work with Strawman on it, but the nutshell is, if you play on the Xbox platform, particularly if you're a Game Pass subscriber, we built a tool to allow you to go and see what's available on the service. Oh, have you been updating it? It's actually I did update it. Wow. Yeah. I gave up because I was the only one doing it for so long. I got bored. I keep up on these things. So we want to add extra things in here, like Play Anywhere, a filter, so you can look at what's everything that's available on Game Pass that's Play Anywhere. Handheld verified. Let's filter for that and see what AAA games or indie games are verified for handhelds. Go through all of that and manually do that work. But we're recruiting folks from the community. We already have a Play Anywhere button. But yeah. Yeah, there should be one, I think. Yeah, it's right here. Yeah, but I want to add it as a collection, so instead of having to look through the filters. Yeah. So we're just going to be making a few updates and changes. But yeah, you know. And this has only pulled stuff that was in Game Pass, too. This hasn't pulled everything. Yes. Yeah. It's not the whole web store. Yeah. Whether something like that could be built, perhaps between Strawman and our developer, we could really flesh this out. It depends on how ambitious we're feeling and honestly how much money it costs, because we're poor. Speaking of poor, I literally just got the good news that my partner's living situation has been sorted. Good. Like literally car crash, like I'm losing my house and then she got told she was losing her house within a week of each other. And it was like, we can't do this as a family. Like, what are we meant to do? But she's all good. So that is a big stress release for both of us. Good, get back to work. Yes. Both of us, right? Both of us get back to work. She has been smashing it. Oh, I know. I did a lot yesterday, so I'm good for a month. You did? You smashed it? Yeah. I like it. Good teamwork makes the dream work. Yeah. Well, you can do a lot more of them when you're not doing 20-hour days on getting reviews done within a day and a half of getting the code versus embargo. That's true. I was very tired that week. I was like, I'm not going to type anything more. Yeah. Anyway. That's the end of the show. That is headlines for this Tuesday. We've talked about everything that we can think of and that's relevant.
We'll be back though, so don't worry. And if you miss us and you want to see more of us and you want to see more from Xbox Era, you can probably think about supporting us directly on Patreon by heading to patreon.com/Xbox Era. Big shout out to a flood of new people over the last week.
Returning, we had a bunch of cancels last week, but it looks like it was more just changing cards and stuff. A lot of people came back.
Yeah. But every single one of you that does it.
Call of Duty Next is on in an hour. I could talk about having played Call of Duty multiplayer and zombies early August, but I guess Thursday show.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you what, if you want to, there is a nice news story to write up about Secure Boot and Call of Duty. And
already did it.
To know.
We can just retweet the one we already have. Because it's been known since Battlefield.
Oh, they've just given us a new guide and everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Fun.
Any modern PC should be able to do it, but thank you, John.
Yeah, thank you, Jesse. And thank you, community, for watching and hanging out with us. Like, it means the world that we get to do this for a job, like, day in, day out. And you guys watching, sharing our content, clicking on our links, it makes it possible. And we hope that you enjoy and keep enjoying what we do, because we love doing it. We'll be back on Thursday with more news and definitely chatting about some Call of Duty stuff, right? And hell, on Thursday we'll probably be playing it because that's when the beta starts. So
you can join the Xbox Air Discord if you're a Patreon. You might get a chance at getting a code if you want to play on something besides Xbox, because all Game Pass players get in.
That's true. But yay! All right, bye everyone. We'll see you next time.
Ciao for now.